Welcome. This is Finance Cottage presentation on what can make your money double. Here we'll see the most commonly used method, which is known as rule of 72. Let's take an example to understand rule of 72. Suppose we have a given amount of money and we want to make it double within 7 years. Now the question is, what should be the compound interest rate at which if we invest 1000 units of money for 7 years it will become double? Or alternatively, if we have 1000 units of money and we can invest it at 8% compound interest, and we want to know how long would it take our money to become double at a compound interest rate of 8%. One way to solve the problem is to apply the future value formula, that is future value equals to present value multiplied by 1 plus interest rate raised to the power n, where I is the interest rate, compound interest rate, and n is the number of years. If you want to solve the first problem, you know the present value is 1000 units of money and the future value is double, that is 2000, and we know the value of n, that is 7. By solving this equation we can calculate the value of compound interest. But there is another shortcut method which is known as rule of 72. So let's see what is rule of 72 and how it can help us in making our money double. The rule of 72 is the quick way to handle compound interest problem involving doubling your money. This rule states that if the number of years n for which an investment will be held is divided into the value 72, we will get the approximate interest rate I required for the investment to double in value. There are few important things which we should consider before using rule of 72. It is applicable only in case of compound interest and only in a problem where you want to make your money double. And most importantly, that it will give you an approximate interest rate. It will not give you an exact interest rate, but it will give you an approximate interest rate. So according to rule of 72, if you divide 72 over number of years n, it will give you an approximate compound interest rate. Or alternatively, if you divide 72 over the given compound interest rate, it will give you the number of years in which your money will become double. So let's apply this rule of 72 in these two problems. For example, if we divide 72 over n, this is 7 in this case, number of years is 7, it will give you 10.286. Now 10.286 is the compound interest rate at which if you invest 1000 units of money it will become double in 7 years. But this is an approximate value. It is not an exact interest rate, it is an approximate interest rate. Similarly, in this case, if you divide 72 over the given interest rate, that is 8%, you will get number of years 9. It means that if you invest 1000 units of money for 9 years at a compound interest rate of 8%, it will become double. So again, this number of years is an approximate value, it's not an exact value. If the issue is not important and you want to calculate a rough idea, if you want to take a rough idea about the number of years or the compound interest rate, the rule of 72 can help you. But if you want to calculate the exact value, we need to apply the future value formula. Suppose if we apply the future value formula to calculate the interest rate and future value formula to calculate the number of years, the exact value would be, in case of interest rate, it would be 10.408. So you can see that by applying rule of 72 you can just take an approximate value of compound interest rate, and there is a fractional difference between the approximate interest rate and the exact interest rate. Similarly, in this case, the approximate number of years is equal to 9, but exact number of years is equal to 8.8. So it is just a fractional difference between the approximate value and exact value. So it is important again that we should remember that rule of 72 will give us only the approximate value, approximate interest rate and approximate number of years. If you want to calculate exact value, you have to apply the future value formula. Here I have used the future value formula to calculate the exact value. Future value equals to present value multiplied by 1 plus interest raised to the power n. The present value is 1000, and because we want to make it double, the future value would be 2000. Number of years would be 7, and we want to calculate compound interest rate I. One way to solve this equation is to take the log of both sides to eliminate this power of 7. But you can do another mathematical manipulation. You can take the 7th root of both sides. It will give you the same value, which is 0.10409. So if you apply the future value formula to calculate the interest rate, it will give you the exact value, that is 10.4090. Similarly, in this case, if we apply the future value formula, and here we know the interest rate, that is 8%, but we don't know the value of n, the number of years. So we can take the log of both sides and we can solve this equation, and our number of years exactly would be equal to 8.80, which if you solve 8.80, it will become equal to 8 years, 9 months and 22 days. So the rule of 72 will give you the approximate value. If you want to calculate the exact value, you have to apply the future value formula.